Right, let's get to our very special guest. She authored this book. It is titled Hacks, the inside story of the break-ins and breakdowns that put Donald Trump in the White House. Donna Brazile, welcome to the program. Great to see you with us, ma'am.
Well, thanks for having me today.
We really wanted to ask you, right off the bat, why do you think that Hillary Clinton lost?
Well, I think there were a combination of factors. One, of course, is the hacking of the Democratic National Committee, which corrupted our data, weaponized our emails, and really destroyed our ability to get our message out. I also think that Donald Trump cracked the so-called firewall, the firewall that would have enabled Hillary Clinton to win the Electoral College as well as the popular vote. He ran a campaign, as you well know, that was dependent upon people putting the signs everywhere, and as a result, he captured the votes. And, of course, those three crucial Midwestern states. And lastly, but something that I think the American people should also understand, is that the hacking of the DNC, which also discredited Hillary Clinton, it hurt us to get our message out. And I tell you, anytime somebody comes to you to pay you in rubles for advertisement, that should be a wake-up call that there was foreign meddling and interference in our election.
Okay. Donna, I just want to be personal for a second. In my family, and by my family, I mean my children and grandchildren, there are three races: African, Asian, Caucasian. There are two religions: Christianity and Judaism. There are 5 nationalities. I think I've got an all-American family. But Hillary defined Trump supporters and those who support the Trump growth agenda as racist, sexist, bigots, homophobes, Islamophobes, altogether irredeemable bigots. That turned me off. I think she insulted tens of millions of voters, and I think that's what did real damage to her campaign. I think her worldview is that America is a racist, sexist, bigoted place. Do you believe that?
Well, first of all, I think Secretary Clinton ran a stellar campaign, given the fact that she had...
Yeah, but do you believe it? Did you believe it? Do you believe it? She called tens of millions of people racist, sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, bigots, deplorable, irredeemable. Is that your worldview too?
That's not the way I would describe the American people. I know the American people are being generous. I know the American people are being fun-loving.
So
of course,
you understand how annoyed Americans get when they're labeled like this by a presidential candidate.
But you know what's more annoying than people being called something that they don't think they are? My mother used to say to me, Don, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. But it's annoying also when you're called things because of the color of your skin, of your agenda. And so Secretary Clinton, she was called things in 2016 that no American should have been called. And so, look, if we want to get past what happened in 2016, there are 3 things I think that we should do. One, we need to acknowledge that the Russian interference should not have played a role in our election. 2, we need to clean up our election system so that our future elections are not in doubt. And 3, and most importantly, every American should understand the threat of cybersecurity and to take prudent steps to protect their own identity, protect their own software, and whatever else that they are using.
I don't think she lost because of the Russians or cyber hacking of the DNC. I think she lost because it was a lousy campaign, and she wasn't a very good candidate. Was she a good candidate?
Look, I didn't run her campaign, but had I run her campaign, I would have ran it differently because I believe that you run a campaign that is positive and you run a campaign that brings people together, and I think she attempted to do that. But she lost. And while we can litigate her campaign, and I do that in my book, I also, accuse Donald Trump of really running a very divisive, a very corrosive campaign that is still having great implications today. Again, Hillary Clinton fell short in the Electoral College. She won the popular vote. If we want to really talk about what happened in 2016, we have to talk about the Russian interference, because no American should be under attack from a foreign government. I was under attack, many of my colleagues, simply because they could take our emails, steal them, it's a crime, and then use them to weaponize us to hurt each other. So I want to say this about Hillary Clinton, who I've known for a long, long time. She's a dedicated, wonderful public servant. She cares deeply about this country. I wish she was in the White House, but nevertheless, I pray each and every day that Donald Trump is successful, because I want my country to be successful and prosperous.
Why did you give her the question, or a question, or several questions in the debate with Bernie Sanders? You were working for CNN. It was a CNN town hall. You knew the questions, and you gave them to Hillary before the debate.
You know, that's why. So this is why I want your readers to read my book, because half of the things that you just said is just simply untrue. I did work as a political commentator, a pundit with a point of view for CNN. I was also the vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. CNN never provided any of us pundits or anyone else with questions in advance. What I said in the book and what I've said personally over and over and over and over again, WikiLeaks sought to discredit us. They only put forward emails that were sent to Hillary Clinton. You never saw emails sent to Bernie Sanders or Martin O'Malley or Lincoln Chafee or whatever.